Which debt do I pay off first? Today, you're going to hear from my bipolar personality. Part of me, stupid Kris, is going to share one way to eliminate your debt, and the other part of me, smart Kris, is going to share a very unconventional way to eliminate debt. Enjoy.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
All right, so check it out. Today, you're going to talk first to dumb Kris, and then afterwards, you're going to talk to smart Kris. And then you can decide which Kris's advice you actually want to take. First, we got dumb Kris. All right, friends, so the most important thing that we can do right now is actually get out of debt. So if you want to get out of debt as fastly as possible, the first thing that you actually should do is take your highest interest rate credit cards and pay that off. Because who wants high interest credit cards? Nobody. Dumb Kris thinks that you should first eliminate your most expensive debt. The second thing that you should do once you're out of that kind of debt is you should get your house paid off. Pay off your house so you don't have to have house debt. That's so important. And then number 3, I want you to pay off your student loans. Basically, if your student loans and cards are paid off, your house is paid off, and you've got no high or low interest rate credit cards, then you've got no debt and you're successful. Oh, it is so hard for me to be dumb Kris. Now, don't get me wrong, I get this is kind of polarizing, but if you focus your entire life on getting out of debt, most of you are not saving enough money that if you applied all extra pennies to your debts, by the time you have everything paid off, you're going to be at retirement. And guess what you're going to have? No residual income because you have no assets. You can't eat no debt. You understand this, right? Like when you're hungry and you want to go buy food at the grocery store or take your sweetheart out to a nice meal, it costs money. And if you have no debt, you can't say, give me free food because I got no debt. They're going to say, what planet you from? Give me money. So there's something that is more important than having no debt. If you had to choose between no debt or what I'm about to share, let's see what decision you would make. Here's smart Kris. All right, check it out. Notice that my voice gets a little bit deeper and more mature, and I look slightly more handsome. Just kidding. So smart Kris has very different advice for what you should do. Because if you've got debt that you want to get out of, you can either trade dollars for hours at your workplace and take the excess and apply it towards debt like dumb Kris would do, or you can take that hard-earned extra money and actually invest it. Now, why would I choose to invest that money instead of paying off debt? Because I know Dave Ramsey is not dead, but if he were, he'd be rolling in his grave somersaults. Goes like, Kris, are you trying to hurt people? What are you doing? It's like, are you kidding me, Dave? We all screwed if all we do is try to minimize our debt. Listen, when they finally get debt free, ask them if they're living the most amazing full life. They're not. They got to have investments. There's something more secure than no debt. It's a higher level of security, and it's called a residual income, which is why I take that extra money I save and I put it into something like real estate, for example, that gives me a gift every month. If I do it right, it has a residual income component. It pays me $200, $300, $500 every month on one house. And I realized this. I had debt to eliminate. But when I started, I had a choice. Pay off the debt or invest. I can't do both. It's one or the other. And the choice that I made was to invest. Now, I bought my investment and it produced cash flow. And I could have put that towards my debt. And in truth, I did. And my wife and I, we eliminated our debt that way. But if you think about it, the investment is also a debt because I'm using a debt instrument. I'm getting a loan on this house, and now all of a sudden, I owe something on it. And this dumb Kris is like, no, get that thing paid off. And it's like, no, we're controlling it, dude. Chill. I feel like a little bit like Gollum and Smeagol right now, right? Because over here, I've got this house. And you're right, I have debt, but this is a smart debt. I get it over here. The dumb Kris is right. Credit card debt is dumb debt. Student loans, I think it was an investment to help you get a better job, but it's debt and it's not making you money. This investment, it is making you money. It's freaking paying you every single month if you're doing it the right way. You do a real estate deal, you got 30 grand, let's just say. And it's like, I could wipe out all of my credit card debts and my car debt with that 30 grand. And then I would save the money that I'm paying to service them. Or I take that 30 grand and I buy a house. This one costs me $300 a month. This one makes me $500 a month. Which one's bigger? Which one gives tax benefits? Which one appreciates? Which one goes up in value? Well, this one does. So you do this deal and all of a sudden, boom, you double your money. You got 60 grand. You're like, Kris, I could pay off dumb Kris's debt now and have 30 grand left over. Should I do that? And they're like, no, I'm gonna take 60 grand. I'm gonna do what smart Kris did. I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna get 2 houses. Uh-oh. 2 houses, twice the cash flow if you do it the right way, twice the tax benefits, twice the appreciation, twice the growth. Man, this is awesome. So all of a sudden, 2 becomes 4 and 4 becomes 8 and then 8 becomes 16. And you wake up one day a mega millionaire and you're like, is now the time to pay off my debt? It's a game of arbitrage. That's what you've just witnessed here. And arbitrage means, where do I make the most? If I have 18% credit card interest, do I have alternatives where I can safely make more than 18%? If I have 4% on my student loans, can I do something else with my money that makes me more than 4%? J.B. Shea, French economist from the 1800s, said that wealth is nothing more than moving money from low yield to high yield. The correct answer has to do with which one earns you the most that you can compound, that comes with cool side benefits like appreciative growth and tax benefits. It's pretty cool. So dumb Kris and smart Kris, dude, these guys, they bash heads. They don't like each other. But I want to tell you something. I meet the most frugal penny pinchers on the planet. And I know some of them, I'm related to some of them. And after 20 years of playing their game, do you know what they have to show? Very little. They're often stooped in fear and scarcity. They're not always the happiest people. They can also get kind of nasty and crotchety. Over here on the investment side, let's get real. This is a risk. And now I ask you this, which is the greater risk, Gollum or Smeagol? Is it paying off your debts and having no debt, or is it actually having cash flow and investments and appreciative growth? You could lose money here, but in that plan, you are guaranteed to fail. Which is the bigger risk? The safe, conservative sounding plan or the bad, risky one? Friends, I've gotten where I'm at today because I have invested myself beyond my debts, and I've invested myself to the success that I'm playing at. Now, you have to have a smart mentor, a smart team. You have to have people backing you with the proper real estate knowledge. You cannot make stupid investments where you could lose your money. You got to be smart about this. You've got to do it once and you got to do it right. But given that you find someone with the right track record, like myself that's done it 4,000 times, you find someone that can tee up the best deals, and all of a sudden, guess what? This is a far more attractive option, and give it time, this person can live the life of their dreams. This person never will. So if you got one life to live, what kind of life do you want to live? What to do. Here's what you should do. There's a link below where you can get a copy of my book for free. It looks like this. It's called The Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth. I also have my mindset book. It's buried down there in the link. It's called Limitless. This is all left brain. This is right brain. This is all about how you build wealth. This book is all about how you actually mentally get yourself in the state of mind to build wealth. But this is the first link that you're going to find down there. And cover the shipping on it. I'm going to give you this book for free. Over 50,000 copies of this book have helped now create many, many, many millionaires. And you might be the best one. Friends, you got to get some knowledge. You got to get some education. This also comes with a consultation to talk to my team and say, hey, here's my situation. Maybe Kris really doesn't get it, but these are my debts. What would you do if you were me? And that is a game I love to play. So if you really want to know whether this advice really applies, in the end, it all comes down to math. It's not a feeling. It's not emotionally connected to one idea or the other. It's actually more about mathematically, which is the smartest. And mathematically, there is a smartest. If you want to know what that is, get your hands on this book, or in the least, reach out to my team and say, hey team, put yourself in my shoes. Tell me what you think I should do. I need perspective. And I want to see if it makes sense or if it doesn't. Because if it does, then this video has the power to really change your financial stars in the next 10 years, set you up and get you where you want to be. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you are a subscriber. Videos like this coming every day to you, designed to empower, build, uplift, and help you live the life of your dreams.